Hi third graders, welcome back to art class, and today you're going to be adding to your warped loom and you're going to start weaving the circle that comes from the middle out to the edges. So here I have my warped loom with my end string. This string goes to the back, and my warping string isn't long enough to meet the middle, so I'm going to need to add a string. If you ever need to add a string when you're working, here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to go back to the yarn station, which will be on the black or white table, and you're going to find these containers. They don't have wipes in them. I actually reuse them as my yarn holders. So you'll notice that there's some strings peeking out of the top. To get this out, you're going to open up the lid. Whoops. You're going to gently pull the string out as long as you want it to be. Don't make it too long, because then you will have too much string. And then you're going to cut the string under the blue tape. So I would be cutting my string under here somewhere. I do not want to cut up here, because then it won't leave a string for the next person to use. So notice I closed the lid, pulled my string down the side of the Lysol container, and then I would use the scissors to cut here. Now I already have cut a piece of string here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to tie it to this string here. All I do is I put my two strings together just like that. They are parallel, they're together going the same direction. Then I'm going to tie them in a knot, wrapping them around my fingers to make a circle, and then there's a crisscross over here. I'm going to tuck the tails through the middle and pull tight. It might take you a little time to get that down, but once you do it, it'll be really easy after that. So now I'm going to take my long string here, the orange yarn, and I'm going to start weaving. So all you have to remember when you weave is over, under, 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 over, under. You do the same thing over and over. So I'm going to start to the right. I always want to go to the right, which is counterclockwise. So when I'm weaving, I'm going around this way. So I'm going to go over the first string, under the second string, then over the third string. So I'm making a pattern. See how my finger covers up the outside strings, and then my finger goes under that middle string. I'm going to do the same thing with my yarn. So I'm going to go over this string, under, over, under. See the pattern? Over, under, over, under, over, under. I don't want my string to get tangled. Over, under, over, under, over. Oops, I went under twice. I made a mistake. Over, under. It's a good thing I was looking. Now if your string gets kind of short, you can just pull it. And then if you get distracted and you forget what you were doing, look for one of the under strings that can tell you what's next. So over that one, under, over, under, over, under. Now I'm back at my beginning, and I'm going to pull tight. You have to be really careful, because sometimes your string can get caught in the little lip part. Now you're probably thinking, Miss Palavan, nothing happened. Well, something did happen. You can see the orange string is tightening the center of your circle in the middle of your plate. So it's kind of bringing the middle part to where it needs to be. See how it adjusted that spider web to the center? Now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go under this string I went. Now I'm going to go over the next one. So I'm just going to keep going around. And the longer you do this for, the bigger your circles will get. And you can change colors whenever you want. If you feel like you're done with the orange string and you have enough orange, you can move on to the next color that you'd like. You choose your colors however you like. I would try to think of colors that show emotion, colors that mean something to you. Maybe if you just want to do a two-color pattern, you can. Okay, see how now it's starting to get a little bit bigger in the middle? Now it's starting to make a circle. So this takes some patience. If you want to do the two-color pattern, that's fine. Just get one string at a time and remember what your pattern's going to be. Or if you just want to do whatever colors you want, go for that too. Just remember that all third grade is going to be doing this, so I might run out of colors. So you might want to have a backup plan. I try to keep all the colors in the color wheel for us though. So I'm just going to keep going over, under, and you'll notice that my circle in the center is starting to get larger. So I'm trying to make the circle in the middle where my weaving is larger. Now I noticed a problem. Okay. Right here is the same as the last string. If you look really closely, see how both of those strings are under? I made a mistake. I skipped this one over here. See, I went under twice. So I need to go back and fix that part. It's probably because I was talking. Sometimes it's hard to talk and concentrate, even for teachers. So I'm going back again. I'm going to double check and make sure I did that correctly. Over, under, over, under. It's good to always look back at the center and see what you've done so you know what you're supposed to do next, because if you're doing a pattern, you need to know what happened before what you're doing. Uh-oh, got caught. See how it got stuck in there? I want to untuck that so I don't pull my plate. All right, I'm checking back just to make sure I'm over, under, because sometimes you forget. And sometimes we get to talking, and sometimes art making is pretty social, so you want to have that time to have a conversation, but you don't want to take time away from yourself. Uh-oh, look. Look what I did. I went under too. Did it again. It's okay. Start over again. So you get the idea that as I keep weaving, my circle's going to get bigger and bigger, and it's going to fill up the space inside. Your circle is going to need to be 6 inches across. So the rulers are on the middle table, and I can show you where 6 inches is, or you can ask a friend, or you can just try to figure it out yourself. After yours is 6 inches across, that means from one side of your weaving to the other, then I will help you tie the end. And you can choose to keep your weaving on the plate, or you can take it off the plate and you can use your loom for another weaving later. So I'm going to end this video here, and you guys can get to weaving. I know you're really going to like this because it takes some time and you get to socialize. And we'll be working on this for 3 classes because it does take a little while, and there's a lot of students that need to get yarn. So good luck on your weavings. I can't wait to see what they look like.